Hi, my name is Muhammad Aimazuddin bin Ali, and my matrix number EX03707. Today I will present about Act number 265, Employment Act 1955, which is Part 8, Employment of Women, and Part 11, Domestic Servant.
Imagine a bustling hub of innovation and growth. This is Malaysia, a powerhouse in Southeast Asia, where women play an integral role in the workforce. In the past decade, we've seen a significant increase in female employment rates. From corporate boardrooms to thriving startups, women are making their mark. They're engineers, doctors, entrepreneurs, and much more. In fact, close to half the workforce in Malaysia is composed of women. And it doesn't stop there. The Malaysian government is pushing the envelope, introducing measures to ensure equal opportunities and a fair working environment for all. It's a work in progress, but the future looks promising. With each passing day, the employment of women in Malaysia is not just about numbers, it's about progress, empowerment, and shaping the future of the nation. So, the next time you think about the Malaysian workforce, remember the vital role that women play in it. This is the employment of women in Malaysia in a minute.
For the Part 8, Employment of Women, in Section 41, if a person employee is entitled to receive maternity allowance, which is money given during maternity leave, she can choose someone else to receive the payment on her behalf. This could be a family member or trusted friend. When the payment is made to the nominated person, it is legally considered as if the female employee herself received it. So even though the money goes to someone else, it still counts as if the employee got it directly. For the amendment, no amendment made for this section. Next, for the new section, which is 41A, this law says that if the female employee is pregnant or dealing with health issue because of her pregnancy, it's against the rule for her employer to fire her or give her notice that she will be fired. The only time is allowed are if the employee does something seriously wrong at work, like breaking an important rules, with like willful breach of contract, behavior badly or misconduct, or if the business itself closed down. If the employer does decision to let the pregnant employee go, they have to prove that the decision wasn't because of her pregnancy or related health problem. In other words, the burden of proof falls on the employer to show that the termination wasn't due to employee being pregnant or having pregnant-related health issue. Next, for the Section 42, it says if a female employee is absent from work because of pregnancy-related illness after her maternity leave ends, her employer cannot fire her on or give her notice of termination until she been absent for more than 90 days after her leave ends. Additionally, if the employer does decide to terminate her employment and give her money instead of notice period, this law says that the time leading up to her pregnancy is 4 months before giving birth, will still count as if she had been working during that time. So her total employment duration for benefit and legal purpose would be considered as if she had worked during that period instead of being paid in lieu of notice. For the amendment of Section 42 is Section 42 of the Principal Act is amended in the shoulder note by substituting for the word dismissal to the word termination. Next, for the Section 43, this law says that if they anything in a work contract that make a female employer give up or appear to give up and right she has under the law regarding maternity and pregnancy, that part of the contract isn't valid. Instead, the right given to the female employer under this law will replace or be added to any condition in the contract that try to take those rights away. So the right provided by the law always override any conflict term in employment contract. For this section, no amendment has been made. Next, for the section 44, this law requires every employer to maintain a record which is essential a list of all the payment they make to female employee under the rules outlined in this law. The format of this list is determined by the government minister responsible for labor regulation. The register should be also include any other relevant detail or information related to this payment as specified by the regulation set by the minister. This record keeping help ensure transparency and accountability in terms of maternity-related payment made by employer. For this section, no amendment has been made. Okay, for the last section, which is section 44A, the section say this means that regardless of how much money a female employee earn, this part of the law apply to her if she is working under contract with her employer. So whether she earning a high or low salary, if she a female woman with a job contract, the rule outlined in this part of the law apply to her. For this section, being deleted, the Principal Act is amended by deleted section 44A.
In the heart of Southeast Asia, Malaysia presents a unique blend of cultures and traditions. Among these traditions, the employment of domestic servants plays a pivotal role. But what does this mean exactly? Domestic servants in Malaysia, often referred to as domestic helpers or maids, are individuals hired to aid in household chores. These duties can range from cleaning and cooking to childcare and elderly care. A significant number of these workers hail from neighboring countries like Indonesia, the Philippines, and Cambodia, seeking better economic opportunities. However, the life of a domestic servant isn't always easy. They often face long working hours, low wages, and limited legal protection. Over the years, the Malaysian government has taken steps to improve their conditions, but there's still a long way to go. Yet despite these challenges, domestic servants remain an integral part of Malaysian households, reflecting a deep-rooted socio-economic structure. They are the unseen gears that keep the household machine running smoothly. There you have it, an overview of domestic servants in Malaysia in just 60 seconds.
For the part 11, domestic servant, in section 57, this law explains how a contract between a domestic servant and their employer can be ended. Either the employer or the domestic servant can terminate the contract by giving a notice period of 14 days. This means they have to inform the other parties at the least 14 days before they wanted to leave the job. Alternatively, instead of giving notice, the person ending the contract can choose to pay an amount equal to the wage the domestic servant would have earned during those 14 days. This is called indemnity. However, if one party behaves in a way that goes against the term and condition of the contract, the other party can end the contract without giving any notice or paying an indemnity. This could be due to serious misconduct or behavior that break the agreement between the employer and domestic servant. For the amendment of Section 47, Section 47 of the Principal Act is amended by substitution for the word servant wherever appear to the word employee. Next, for the Section 47A, if someone hire a foreign domestic servant, they have to tell the Director General of this employment within 30 days in the way Director General specifics. If they don't do that, they're breaking the rule. If caught breaking this rule, they could be fined up to 10,000 ringgit Malaysia after being convicted of offense. Essentially, it's legal requirement to inform the government when hiring a foreign domestic worker, and failing to do so result in a fine. For this section, amendment has been done in term change the word servant to employee and the bail from 10,000 ringgit to the word 50,000 ringgit. For the last section, which is section 47B, if the employment of foreign domestic worker ends for any reason, whether it because the employer decide to let them go, domestic worker decide to leave, their work permit expired, or they send back to their country due to deportation, the employer must inform the Director General within 30 days of termination. If the domestic worker run away from their job, they also count a termination of service and the employee still has to report it. If the employer failed to inform the Director General about the termination within the given time frame, they are breaking the rules and could be fined up to 10,000 ringgit Malaysia if found guilty of the offence. In short, it's legal requirement for employer to report the end of employment for foreign domestic worker to appropriate authority within 30 days. For the amendment in the shortened note as subsection 1 and 2 by substitution for the word servant whenever appear to the word employee, and in subsection 3 by substituting for the word 10,000 ringgit to the word 50,000 ringgit. That's all for me. Thank you.